Men are the most horrible creatures.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but just tell him you want the divorce. That's what I did. I've never had so much weight lifted off my shoulders. You're not asking too much. You just want a whole partner. I told him if I don't get a whole partner and I feel alone in this marriage, I'm just going to go be alone. That's all there is to it. I literally told him right before, the day before vacation, and then I was like, oh, sorry, hope we can have a great vacation. You are not asking too much. We've been together 14 years. I'm done with the talks. I'm done with the chit chat and the whatevers. I don't want any sorries. I don't want anythings. I want change. Change is all I'm accepting. Or we're getting a divorce. I'm literally, my plan, if there's not some crazy astronomical fucking change, I'm filing for divorce the end of January. I don't care if his coworkers see this. I don't care who sees this. It is literally the reason that is making me go bald. Doctors say it's stress, anxiety, blah, blah, blah. I have never been so stressed over this. I finally told him. There's no sorries. There's no talking. Change. That's it. It's the only thing. So just do it. If you're thinking about it, literally just fucking go file for divorce. I'm not joking. One slip up, I'm done. Filing. Done. Apartment, here I come. I don't care. I love you.
I just saw a woman threaten her husband with divorce, saying that she's tired of doing everything. She's tired of, she wants him to change. She's tired of working, picking up after him, doing all these things. And she said that she's on the verge of divorcing. What I would say is do it. Just don't threaten. Just do it. Because this is the thing where, one, how I see is that stop picking people you want to change. Because she said she's been with him for the marriage at least, or relationship, like 14 years. You've been with him for 14 years, or probably over 14 years. You knew how he was. You chose this. This is the thing where it's like, it amazes me a lot of times that, and here's the thing, women are the ones who divorce. Women are predominantly the ones who divorce. So just do it. Stop threatening. Just do it. Because here's how I see this, is that I look at this as, you are such a pathetic adult. Women are such pathetic adults. Here's the thing, because you picked men that you knew who they were. You knew who these men were. They weren't hiding it. After 14 years, after so many years, he wasn't hiding it. You just chose to stay with them because you hope, you wish, you pray that they will change. Instead of, you know what, marrying people for who they are. Because it is insane to me because that's the thing where I understand why women are saying they're settling, because they are picking men that they want to change, and if they don't change, they are settling. And that's the insanity of it. Settling for people that you deem that they need to change, instead of, you know what, picking somebody that you love them for who they are. That's why it's like, you know what, just do yourself a favor and just leave. Go back in the dating market, or go back to whatever, you know, either stay single for the rest of your life, or go back and you see how, you know what, that your way of thinking of picking people you want to change will wake you up. Plus, finding people that, you know what, you don't want to change, because honestly, a lot of these women will find that, you know what, the men that they want don't want them, and then the men that they don't want, they will just repeat the same mistakes over and over again. It is tiring. It is tiring, because honestly, I wish a lot of these women will stop doing this, because honestly, you get men, because here's the thing, a lot of men think, oh, she loves me for me. She loves me for me. So I'm fine with it. And then find out that she doesn't love you for you. She loves you for your potential, for who you can change into what she wants. And a lot of men figure out that, you know, wow, I'm not who she wanted. I'm who she settled for, who she hoped would change. Then realize that, wow. And then they would get going. This is the thing where women need to do the divorce, do it, leave. Or just don't get into these relationships and just move on. So, you know, they don't have to stress, complain, and all this shit, you know. And then these men can get over it, hopefully get over these hump, and move on, right? Either, you know what, either become better men, or find someone that will accept them for them. Because here's the thing, where I'm not insulting women for wanting a divorce, or thinking that, you know, she works and now she has to do everything. I get it. I'm not saying I don't get it. But what I don't get is that you knew this. You knew this person. It's like, you know you're dating a criminal. You want that criminal to change, and you're surprised it didn't change. He was a criminal. It's like, stop. I think that one of the biggest flaws of women is stop wanting people to change. Pick people on who they are. Women are synonymous with dating, marrying on potential. I definitely agree. Stop doing that, because it helps nobody. It really helps nobody. If you don't want to be with this person, don't be with this person. Because honestly, I mean, you date on potential, you marry on potential, maybe works, but then you have to accept the chance that it won't work, right? So for you to only, you know, be happy when it does work, but not accept it that it doesn't work, is insanity to me. So I just think it's ridiculous. I really do.
You still haven't said what the disagreement is. Eye roll. If you binge watch my videos, I have said what the disagreement is. I have said what the disagreement is several times, what my non-negotiables are. I've said it several times. I am sick and tired of being his mom. I'm sick and tired of walking over the same messes and I'm the only one that cleans. We both work. I work 40 hours a week. I'm an office manager. I have a lot on my plate at work. I have way too much on my plate at home. I'm sick of picking up his underwear and socks off the floor and doing his laundry and setting it on the bed so everything is prepped and clean for him. I'm sick of the only one cooking and doing dishes. I'm sick of the only one tending and running for the kids and doing whatever the kids need. I'm sick of shitting in the same fucking toilet that he shits in. And I have to say, hey, can you go clean the toilet? You're shitting in the same toilet. You see that it's nasty and it needs to be cleaned. You see that our hard water, the tub is yellow. Why am I the only one that sees it and notices that it needs to be clean and has to say something? Nobody asked me to cook dinner. Nobody asked me to do laundry. Nobody asked me to get up and go to work and do all these things and make life happen. Nobody reminds me. Why am I reminding a 48-year-old man? That's the disagreement. I'm tired of being his mom. Just because he's a good provider, he's home every night, he doesn't cheat, he doesn't beat me, he doesn't anything, I'm supposed to just sit and take it and be a maid and do everything. We need to stop that. We need to normalize not begging for the bare minimum. I want a whole partner, a whole teammate. I'm not wrong in that.
Yo, bro. So I saw this video of a woman saying, why do I have to remind my husband when to clean this, when to do that, when to do that? You know what I'm saying? That she, cleans things or, tell him she has to remind him to clean the bathroom, all this stuff, okay? And it got me thinking that you don't have to remind him. You don't have to do nothing. Here's the thing where, now, I'm not saying that there are no men out there that are absolutely incapable of doing anything. That maybe they will live in, hoarder house. But I don't think that's common. Here's the thing where most men, majority of men, have lived on their own. Here's something that a lot of women, especially ones that are in a relationship, can't seem to grasp. They are control freaks. Because, and I've seen women do it. That if women live on their own, they decide when to do something. No one's telling them. No one's telling them, oh, you need to clean right now. You need to pick up your trash right now. You need to do this right now. I've seen women live in messy places, but it's not like you're living in a pigsty. And it's not like you're living in a whorehouse. Even women, when they live on their own, okay, when they are living with nobody, they will do things when they see fit, when they want to do it. It is only when women now live with a partner, with a man, as now they have a tendency to be control freaks. No, you don't do things when you want to do things. You do things when I want you to do things. And then that leads into a spiral that, oh, men don't do nothing. Men are lazy. I'm babying a man. All this. It's not really. Because here's the thing where it will get done. It's like a lot of men don't live in pigsties or live in absolute, dirt of a place. It gets done. It just don't get done. The problem, right? The true problem is that it doesn't get done on your schedule when you want them. And then women find that, okay, my bathroom is dirty. Now I'm mad at him because he didn't clean it when I wanted to clean it. But here's the problem where, like I said, women seem to not be able to grasp. You are living with another adult. You're not living with your child. Women say, oh, it's like I'm living with my child. No, you don't have to. You don't have to remind him. You don't have to remind him. You don't have to remind him to do the laundry, do the dishes. Hell, have it. You know what? If you really want to set things straight, separate it, right? You don't want to remind them. Separate things. It's like, this is a thing where, again, women seem to not understand. You're living with an adult, someone who's not your carbon copy. They do things when they feel them. Just like women will do things when they feel like it. Just like you cannot force your partner to have sex with you when you want them to have sex with you. Right? I mean, it's like, how many times you hear women do sexless marriages, sexless relationships? You can't force them to do, you cannot force another adult to do things on your time schedule. You can't. I mean, unless you're paying them, unless they're getting something for it. They do things out of their love for you or whatever. But I think a lot of women have a problem with is being control freaks, especially when they're in relationships. Now they feel like they're controlling the man, or everyone should fall in line to what they deem is right. Instead of, this is why women are having problems, because they can't understand the partnership. They can't understand that, you're living with another adult. Plain and simple. Just like, it's funny because you see that with like when you were young or whatever, living with roommates. You can't force a roommate to do something when, on your schedule. You can't. That's why, fine. You want to live in that mindset where, you don't want to do it. You want to force him to do it when you want to do it. Okay, then, live in, separate everything. Because here's the thing where, honestly, a lot of people don't understand to compromise or, communicate it right. Instead of, a lot of times women force men or they nag men to do something, and men just like they are, what is it? They're just their spirit is not there anymore. Because a lot of times women don't give, like, women's love, right? Women's love, how women treat men, could give men the energy to tackle the world. But in the same note, women's energy, how they treat men, can also drain men of all energy. I'm assuming that if you come to a point where you think that, oh, I have to nag him, or it's like I'm a mom, then you most likely, how you talk to him really drains him. It doesn't motivate him to do things for you on your time. So, I don't know. I'm seeing that more and more, and no one talks about how, honestly, women are so disconnected from a relationship where it's two different people. Instead, they think about, I'm the leader, you follow my lead. You go things on my time schedule.
I've had this comment saved for a while, and I finally want to talk about it. If I'm to paraphrase this comment, basically what this person is saying is that the thing that's wrong with modern dating is that people are setting their standards too high. And because you commented on my video, I'm assuming what you mean is that women are setting their standards too high. So that is what I will be speaking on today. Here's what I think is happening. Women collectively have decided that we are more content being alone because we have learned to love ourselves, to surround ourselves with people that we love, to have hobbies, to do things we love. And we are so content to the point that we no longer feel the need to settle for a man that is unwilling to meet the bar that we are setting. And that includes everything, including your Hinge profile. It starts from literally step one, which is your dating app profile. And that's where this comment is coming from, is a video that I made about dating app profiles. And I want to get to the end of this comment, which is why bother? And that sentiment does make me giggle a little bit, because like, you're saying that if the bar is so high that you can't reach it, you're just not even going to try. And I think that that's funny, because basically what women are asking for is for men to do better, to try harder, to meet the bar that we are setting, because we are doing all those things, so why can't you? And what I think is so interesting is that women like myself, who have decided we are no longer settling, have basically told men what we're looking for, and men collectively, generally, I'm generalizing here for sure, but men have generally decided, fine, okay, I'm not going to try to meet that bar. I'm instead going to try to find a woman who will accept me as I am, which, if that's what you want to do, good for you. Personally, I expect a lot more from a partner than the bare minimum, and I'm not going back to the days when I used to settle in relationships.
I want to talk about women setting their standards too high. The bar is high, whatever, okay? I am a big supporter of everyone should have standards. However your standard is, that's up to you. What I want to say that I think a lot of women don't understand is the hypocrisy in that. Where men say your standard is too high. I think here's the thing, where it is fine that you have high standards. What is not fine personally, and the hypocrisy is that I've seen it constantly, where even though women have high standards, they say their bar is high or whatever, they choose men that don't meet those standards. They choose men that subsequently they say the bar is in hell. That's the thing where I find where I'm going to step in and say something, where I see the hypocrisy in that. And this is why men say your standards too high, because it doesn't make sense. When you have high standards, right? You have high standards, and your dating history shows that you've dated a lot of men, you're in relationships, you've been in relationships with plenty of men, you've had sex with plenty of men. It don't make sense, because here's the thing, you have such high standards, yet the men that you have sex with, aren't they meeting your standards? Because if they're not meeting your standards, why you have sex with them? The men you get into relationships with, aren't those men meeting your standards? Because if not, why are you getting into a relationship with them? This is why men say women's standards are high, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because how are you not a virgin and haven't been in a relationship for, I don't know, a decade, when your standards are so high? Yet you've had sex with plenty of men, you've been in a relationship with plenty of men. So plenty of men have met your standards. Or what men think about, or what men actually see, is that they ignore the words women say and look at the actions women do. Because then you say you have such high standards, and you date men, you give your body to men that don't meet those standards, and then to other men that can meet those standards, but they're not attractive enough or charming enough to bypass your high standards. So they have to follow those standards. So that's why a lot of men see that, okay, if I meet your standards, but you make it difficult for me to, I don't know, get anything beneficial, or like make this relationship all that great for me, yet other men have not met your standards and they still got your body, that's when men see it's like, wow, your standards are weirdly high for what I'm getting, because I'm getting someone with such high standards, yet you give yourself to men that don't meet that standards. It doesn't make sense to men. It doesn't make sense to men. And that's the thing where I think a lot of women don't understand. I'm all supportive of women staying single, being childless, because their standards too high and no man is met. Perfectly fine. The hypocrisy in that, and why men generalize it, is that men see it. A lot of women, most women, if not all women, have high standards. Yet they're not virgins. They've had plenty of partners, plenty of sexual partners, definitely plenty of sexual partners. So the hypocrisy in that.
Well, last November, God told me to leave that man alone. And I did, in fact, leave that man alone. But then December 31st came and he texted me and asked me if I want to hang out for New Year's Eve. And I said yes. She didn't exist last year on December 31st, but she exists this year, December 31st. Do the math. So if he texts you and asks you if you want to hang out for New Year's Eve, what you gonna say? I'm saying warn you.
No, I was scrolling and I see this woman said that, but I see this often. Women saying how happy single they are. How they're so happy that they never got, they're 37 and never had kids and they stopped dating. People think I'm whatever, red pill, shit like that, but I'll be one of the few, or the contrary, where I support women that are happy single. I support them staying single, getting out of the dating market, do the 4B thing. Stop interacting, stop dating men, stop having sex with men, stop dealing with men. Be happy in your singlehood. And this is not me being, sarcastic. Because this is a thing where I jump in and say, and I'm being critical and blunt, is that the women that say they're happy single, yet they're still in the dating market, they're still complaining about men, they're still trying to, get in a relationship. That's when I talk, that's when I say shit. But the women that are truly, they're happy being single, it's awesome, because here's the thing. We don't need more single mothers out here. We don't need more women that complain about men, women that choose terrible men, and then complain about all men about that. So this is the thing where I'm maybe one of the few men that actually in big support of women of staying single. Be in your happiness. Travel the world. Do your. She was saying too. She looks youthful. So do your skincare, whatever. Be happy. Just you don't need to. It's like. We do need to change the mindset where, if you're happy by yourself, be by yourself. You don't need a partner. You don't. I'm more in the camp where it's humans' purpose and goal to have a family. But I'm also, I guess, with a modern mentality where you don't have to. You're not obligated to, continue the human species. So, again, like I said, I am in big support of women. Hell, when women were talking about the 4B thing, I would say, right on. Stop dealing with men that you are attracted to, which turns out to be toxic men. Stop becoming baby mamas to toxic men. Just like, because honestly, I view a lot of women having poor choice in men, and then they stop doing it at all. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you get less bitter, less angry, less traumatized, less just less aggressive women. Just be happy. Be happy single. I'm in all for it. So yeah, I'm standing here saying, and on record, that I'm happy that, or I don't know if I'm happy, but I support women that if you are single happy, if you are happy being alone, stay it. Stop interacting with men. Be happy in your loneliness, your singlehood. Hang out with your friends, your family. Do the things that will make you happy. Because a lot of these women, obviously, having kids would not make them happy, and being with a man wouldn't make them happy. So yeah, be happy alone. I support it.